What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Football Capital. I'm Borche. This is Rami. Tell him, Rami, what is it?
Manchester is red.
We'll see you next week.
Drama from day one. This is the league we want to win.
Hey yo, welcome to the Premier League. You already know that be the techiest division that the world's ever seen. From 92 when it bust on the scene. Mad goals, mad games, football like we had never seen. Man United were the first to win it. Steve Bruce double headers in them final minutes. Ferguson made it clear he never came to play. Ain't nobody wanted more even to this day. Hey, who remembers Arsenal's unbeatable run? I remember. Nah, even talking the invincible one. Talking back in 02, back when Rooney came through. He was 16 and he shocked everyone, man.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Football Capital, and it is the Premier League review show. Yes, like Rami did say, Manchester is definitely red this week.
Always has been.
Always has been. We've done the double over Manchester City. There were other games this week, obviously. there is always other games.
They're irrelevant right now.
100%. But look, we'll go through some of the games before we get to the Manchester derby.
Match of the week.
The first one that kicked it off was Liverpool and Bournemouth. Well, you know how excited I was when Bournemouth scored that goal? And Callum Wilson pushed Lil Gomez out of the way like a rag doll.
Yeah.
And they wanted the free kick for that. I know, a bit soft for me, but they ended up getting the goal there, 1-0, and I thought, here we go, Liverpool are crumbling once again. But
It had to come down to a mistake from Bournemouth. It had to. What are you doing?
it always happens, eh?
What are you doing?
It always happens with teams playing Liverpool.
To Salah's credit, it was a clean finish in the corner. Nice goal.
I think now he's sits second of the most goals scored in 100 games, just behind Alan Shearer. So, well, everyone else saying he's a one-season wonder. I think
Including myself.
Yeah, he's kind of proved everyone wrong.
Absolutely has.
But yeah, he hasn't really been the best in the last couple of weeks. But Salah, when you don't expect, I think he just scores them goals.
And they're the kind of players you want in your squad.
Yeah, and I think Mane this game was brilliant as well.
Mane this season's been
I think he's been
the best player for Liverpool, in my opinion. I think Van Dijk's been a bit off as of late.
Lately, maybe, yeah. But maybe they've been chopping and changing in the back. I think Matt Tip was out for a bit. Gomez has been stepping in. But
it was an entertaining game.
It was. And now because of City's loss, they're only like 6 points now from winning the league.
Two wins away, and they finally win their Premier League title.
But what about Milner's off the line clearance?
Amazing.
The ball comes over the top, and look, and teams that are there to win the league, them kind of I don't know what you want to call it, a challenge, clearance. That's how you win the league. When you never give up. And do you know what? Do you know what it was for me, which I haven't really seen from United or teams like City or any of the other teams that are chasing for the league throughout the whole season. When Liverpool conceded, they played like it was the 90th minute.
Yeah.
Every corner they made sure it was 100 miles an hour to get the ball to the corner flag. Every goal kick was 100 miles an hour till they got them 2 goals back, and then they kind of calmed everything down. And look, that's when you're hungry to win the league and making sure that you don't bottle it again, even though they're 1 million points clear. That's the attitude you need to have if you want to win the Premier League. And we've seen how hard it is last year for Liverpool to win it. I mean, they went all the way again with only that one loss, and right at the end, by 1 point missed out.
It's crazy, but in 2 seasons they've lost 2 games only.
Yeah,
it's amazing. What an achievement!
You guess maybe they do deserve to win it this year.
Oh, they are by far the outstanding team this year. No one deserves it but them. Let's be honest. I mean, City have lost their way this season quite a bit. But yeah, props off to Liverpool. I have to point out though, Henderson being out, showing his spot in the squad, I think, quite a bit. And obviously the likes of Gomez, I don't think Gomez is up for. I don't know, that's my opinion.
I think he's been all right, but I don't know.
Yeah,
he's been chopping and changing a lot of games, especially like they had a game against Chelsea midweek where they lost that. They lost obviously their first game in the league against Watford, plus the Atletico game as well. They were on the ropes most of the game against West Ham. So they've had, if you want to call it a little slip up, really hasn't been a slip up. But if you want to call it for Liverpool standards, you could say it was a little bit
based
of a
on how good they've done this year.
100%.
Absolutely.
But
I think, like I've been saying for weeks and weeks, it's Liverpool's title. Two wins to go.
Yeah.
They got to lose every game, and Man City's got to win every game, basically. Kind of. But anyway, congratulations, Liverpool. You won the league.
Shame. Can't believe this day has come.
Oh, it's all right, man. Let them enjoy one.
They joined the fairy tale run with Blackburn and Leicester City.
That's it.
You know them small clubs, the little fairy tale runs.
The ones that win one Premier League title?
What were they, 500 to 1 to win it?
I think so.
But yeah, look, guys, we had Arsenal finally getting a victory on the board this week.
Yeah.
Just, it was called, I think Lacazette's goal was called offside to begin with.
Absolutely.
And then they reviewed it, obviously, with the VAR, and they gave the goal to him. But West Ham, again, like we spoke about last week, they're in danger.
Yeah,
they're one of the teams that have to, with a lot of the big ass fixtures coming up for them, they're in trouble. And Moisey, Moisey, come on, man, you gotta keep them up. You gotta keep West Ham up.
Three teams now, all sitting on 27.
Yeah.
For that bottom three spot, the third last spot. Yeah, but as you said,
Arsenal finally get their win.
Moisey.
They got Arsenal's biggest win was last week where Watford beat Liverpool. That was their biggest victory. Even though they're gone. I mean, look, what does Arsenal really have to play for now is, I don't know, trying to get top four. They're like sitting 7th. No, lower. Are they lower than now?
I think all the teams besides Liverpool and Man City are now playing for top 4.
Yeah, even like you said, I know Leicester City still have a game tomorrow to play.
Anyone can make that third.
If Leicester don't win tomorrow, I think there's like a between 5th and 3rd is a 5-point gap.
Don't you have to finish 5th to make Champions League now because the Man City?
That's I don't know. I don't think it's 100% confirmed. I think they're gonna appeal that whole drama. But if it does come through, maybe the 5th spot's available. But really, you want to get that top 4 spot to make sure you confirm. Yeah, I guess I don't know. Yeah, you don't want to weigh it up on the whatever that lawsuit they're doing to be in the top 4. You'd rather just make it and then But then again, there's a lot of teams there that are fighting for that top 4 spot, or like you want to say top 5. We saw even like Spurs and Wolverhampton both draw. Spurs haven't been the best in the last couple of weeks. For me, surprisingly, Wolves have been really good the last couple of weeks.
Wolves have climbed back up to the ladder.
Yeah,
they're back up.
But again, with all these big games, I think they had a 1-0 or draw.
Yeah,
whether it was Burnley or something, or who they play.
Yeah, but just on the note of
Arsenal.
Arsenal,
Tottenham played Burnley. They played 0 with Brighton. So
yeah. Just on the quick note about Arsenal have Man City
next game catch up
in this Thursday. The catch up game against Man City. Man City's at home. How important is that game to Arsenal?
Yeah,
I mean, Man City not so
much. Look, it has every game now. Arsenal, the only thing they're going to focus on is the Premier League. So trying to get to the Etihad and try to get a victory is going to be hard, but it's not difficult because City haven't been the City that
they've been off.
And we'll touch a bit more about them a bit later on.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But
more.
even that, I think if there was an opportunity for Arsenal to get some 3 points on the board against this City team, and I think they're playing Madrid midweek. Yeah, is that how it works? Are they playing Madrid midweek or not? They're playing the week after. The week after. So there you go. It's week after. You never know what Pep's going to do going into this game. Is he going to try to rest players so they don't get injured and make sure he has everyone fit for the Real Madrid game? Because this could be probably their best chance the next 2 years to win the Champions League.
Absolutely.
The band going to come through.
The next game we saw Crystal Palace at home beat Watford, and Watford just have been digging themselves lower and lower. They're one of the 3 teams sitting on 27 points. Especially
after that win last week to Liverpool, you would have thought that, hey, we're back up.
This is the Premier League, you know what I mean? And they lose to Crystal Palace, who's sitting 11th. I think Crystal Palace are very clear from the bottom 3, sitting at 39 points, 12 points clear. But Watford equal third last with Bournemouth and West Ham.
Do they got a game in hand? Does someone at the bottom got a game in hand like Watford?
No.
Aston
Villa have 2 games in hand.
Yeah. So that's going to be interesting.
But Aston Villa still the second last, 25 points.
They might have some tricky games there.
Well, if they win there, look at this. This is the Premier League for you. If they win those 2 games, they go from 19th all the way up to 14th, 15th.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they play someone hard. We'll try and get it up for you. But that's, look.
Crazy. What's
happened? Palace have been all right. I think they could be a little bit better than what they actually are.
I think this year Jordan Ayew's stepped it up.
Yeah, we spoke about him. We spoke about him last week.
Zaha quiet again.
That's what I mean. Zaha, I don't know what the problem is, but look, as long as
Jordan Ayew stepped up, and I think
their goal is obviously not to get relegated and try and make the top half of the table. They gave Roy Hodgson another 1-year contract, so I mean he's doing something right. I don't know, he's doing something right there, but
Or if he fails, Mourinho will take the job.
Yeah, but then Norwich as well. They dropped
lost
points
to
to
Sheffield
Sheffield United, and
Sheffield United is strong this year.
yeah, and you think like I was saying, like Watford, big win against Liverpool, Norwich, big win in the FA Cup to Spurs. You expect them to take that momentum into these games,
And they don't.
But then again, Sheffield United has been fantastic this year. They've been like you were saying, they're like the Wolves of the previous season, where they've been promoted.
Got promoted and killing
And
it.
I think I even tipped them to go back down.
I think we both did.
Yeah, I think we did.
Who's
And
Sheffield United before this? Seriously.
Yeah, and then like Lundstrom still doing
Oh my
fantastic work.
gosh.
He's absolutely killing it.
I
Billy
love
Sharp
him.
as
I love
well.
him on fantasy.
Yeah, you've kept him still in.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah.
God, 12
And
points.
you know what?
Lundstrom, 12 points.
He starts on the bench every now and then, and he still comes on and scores or
12
gets
points.
a result. Unbelievable.
He's going to be targeted next year, 100%. Clubs are after him next year. See, the likes of someone like Tottenham would love to grab him. I think Tottenham would suit someone like Lundstrom.
Tottenham need anyone at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Lundstrom would be great to have. But again, Norwich killing themselves right now. Absolutely, they're sitting at dead last.
Yeah.
Are they? Would you call it? Are they relegated?
You know what? I think they were relegated a couple of months ago, like during Christmas when they couldn't get a victory on the board. I think Norwich might go down, man.
I think so.
Who?
Man.
I don't know, because they sit dead last, even though it's only a couple of points out of the relegation zone. I still think they might.
I think
go,
Aston Villa and Norwich will be going.
I hope Villa don't go.
Yeah, I know.
If they do, that means hopefully we get Grealish on a cheaper deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then you never know. You never know, because like we said last week, these Watford are beating, the would-be champions, and then they're losing to like teams in the relegation zone.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
We then saw Southampton lose 1-0 at home to Newcastle.
Yeah,
great win for Newcastle.
It is. It's a great win. I think, so a bit of like off-field for Newcastle. One of their fans, I think, committed suicide, and that game they dedicated it to him. And obviously, you never want to hear these sort of stories, but I think that game was dedicated to that Newcastle United fan, and they stepped it up. I mean, sometimes you need something like you don't want to hear that. You don't want to hear that sort of stuff, but sometimes you need a bit of I don't know,
sad.
To push through. And look, I think Newcastle might even avoid the drop. They've been looking good, but they're another team that's very inconsistent with their results and their performances, to be honest as well. And they're scraping, and they're like the 1-0s and the 2-1s that they're getting, they're scraping the victories with. At the moment,
I couldn't pick this one. I think I tipped a draw for this game
with Southampton
because they're both sitting on the same points.
Yeah, and Southampton have been good the last couple of weeks.
Absolutely,
too,
yeah.
with Ings just killing it.
Ings killing it. But Newcastle pulled a 1-0 victory. And don't forget the long list of injuries they have as well. They've got about 5 players injured at the moment, Newcastle. So to pull away an away game with a team that's basically equal them in the table, equal mid-table, great result for the club. Brilliant result for the club. As we approach towards the end and the relegation zone's very tight, these wins are what matters the most, I think, at the moment. So we then saw Wolves draw to Brighton.
Yeah.
I think a bit of a disappointing one for Wolves.
It is. They were at home, and you expect them, especially the performances they've been pulling off lately in the Europa League and the Premier League as well. Last week, beating Tottenham 3, coming back twice, and then getting the victory at the end. I mean, Brighton, they're another team that's
in danger.
Any sort of point for them is
They're in
It's
danger.
like gold to them. So
They're sitting on 29 points at the moment. They're the team sitting right after the 3 on 27. So
and Wolves are the ones chasing for European positions. So it's going to be
you know
interesting
what?
now to
They're
see.
sixth. They're sixth.
Yeah,
They're 2 points behind United at fifth. So you know what? They just turned it around the second half of the season. Absolutely, they showed us the team that we saw last year and what shocked the Premier League, and they're doing it again, which is amazing to see. Equal points with Sheffield United.
but I think equal points, but I think it was a disappointing result this week for them. They should take advantage of some of the chances.
Hey, win
they
that
had
game, they're
to
equal with United right
Yeah,
now.
and
But they're not.
and what 3 points then behind Chelsea for the fourth spot.
Well, United's only
And
3
five,
points.
yeah.
And it's a really tight race, bottom and top. And I think a very big disappointing result for Wolves, and I think a good result for Brighton. That point matters for them, and it makes the world of a difference. And then we saw Burnley draw at home to
Yeah, to
Tottenham
Spurs.
1-1. What is going on with Tottenham?
Jose Mourinho.
What's he doing?
I don't know. Look,
What's he doing? Seriously,
I don't know.
he hasn't signed Fellaini yet.
He hasn't.
What's
He
he doing?
hasn't signed Fellaini. That might have been a mistake.
Matt's just still at United, killing it,
Yeah.
starting every week now.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's happening?
Look, you're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt of him not having his probably best players.
Yeah,
but still, man,
it's not an improvement from Pochettino.
No, it's not. But
Not at all.
and this is what I said when Mourinho first went to sign for Spurs. It's either he's going to go there, and we know Mourinho needs to buy players, and we don't know if the owners are going to want to sell. Daniel Levy, is he going to get not to sell, to buy players and give him money to buy the players that Mourinho wants? So we know Mourinho, that every club he goes to, he wants to bring his own players in, and he wants to spend the money. Is Spurs going to give him that sort of money to spend? We don't know. I mean, they got a few players in January which have looked okay. Lo Celso is probably one of their best players this season so far.
Absolutely great signing. Yeah,
he's been killing it. But other than that, man, like opportunities to, like they beat City. They beat City a couple of weeks ago, and then they lose to Chelsea. Now another dropping points again. They got absolutely smashed in. They get beaten in the Champions League. I think they did lose, didn't they?
They did lose in the Champions League. Yes, correct.
I can't remember. But like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. But to me,
man,
I don't even know what's going on. And look, you know what? No one's really talking about Mourinho because he's not at a big club. To be honest,
he's not a big club. Yeah, if it was Man United, like he was
every
before,
week,
different
yeah,
story.
Heritage.
But you know what? You know what's funny?
Heritage.
Three
for me,
yeah,
two for them. You know, them ones.
But you know what's funny? I think since he's taken over, Pochettino left Tottenham in top 4 with him. They're now
they weren't.
They weren't 5th.
Nah, they were even lower.
They're 8th at the moment.
I think they're still somewhere around there. They haven't improved. I mean, they haven't really improved since Poch.
Look, they're not dead. They're sitting at 8th, but
you know what? It feels like
only 7 points.
But you know what I mean? Like, all right, to me, it feels like under Pochettino, the players like he kind of lost the dressing room, and not only that, the players lost that belief in Poch, in the whatever his plans in the future going forward for them. I think they didn't even believe in what he wanted to do with the club. And then when Mourinho came in, we seen Dele Alli stepping back up. All these players stepping up, and they were killing it. And now it looks like
they dropped down
again. We saw at the end of the game, Mourinho ripping into Ndombele, absolutely destroying him. And this is the stuff that Mourinho does. And if these players turn around and don't play for the manager, we are back to square one. And that's what I said with Mourinho. If he leaves Tottenham the same way he's left every other club, I think he could be done.
Yeah.
I mean, who's gonna want him unless he goes back to like a Porto, like a team like that, or if he goes maybe somewhere international, but maybe somewhere like in another country, maybe like an Inter Milan, like where you're not getting scrutinized as much as you do in the Premier League. But to be honest, I don't know what's happening with
Lucas Moura starts bench again.
Yeah,
he's been weird this season. When he starts, he kills. When he's not playing, managers don't pick him. It's a weird one. Dele Alli scored a penalty to equalise
it.
Otherwise, besides the penalty, I don't think they seem dangerous at all in front of goals. It's disappointing for Tottenham.
And they have United next week.
They do.
So Spurs and United.
United's on form at the moment. Tottenham's not. But look, although they're 8th, they are only 7 points from the top 4 still.
Yeah,
so it's still very doable.
There's a 9 to go. Yeah, so you never know.
Of time.
You never know. It's going to heat up. A lot of teams are going to drop points. A lot of the smaller teams are going to take points off the bigger clubs still. So we never know.
We then saw a huge result from Chelsea.
Yeah.
4-0 at home to Everton.
What was that about?
Oh, my God. You know what? Amazing result against Everton. 4-0.
And it kind of burns me because last week we should have taken our chances against Everton.
Struggled 1-1. And then Chelsea puts 4 against them.
But yeah, look, we spoke about Giroud playing in these types of games, and I think he grabbed the goal himself. We questioned Pedro and Willian this season.
Pedro did brilliant.
And they're stepping up. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe, I don't know. It maybe takes that one game. I mean, they beat Liverpool in the FA Cup in midweek, so maybe that. Mason
Mount's back, so he got himself on the scoreboard as well.
Another goal, yeah, for him.
But I think the player who didn't get on the scoreboard, who was extremely impressive for me, had to be Ross Barkley, and he's been stepping it up lately for the club.
Yeah,
he was orchestrating everything that was happening in that midfield.
Well, look, the Euros are coming up. He wants his name to be in the picking order. So
smart guy.
And even Mason Mount somewhere there that wants to be picked for England. Even though I think he will be picked,
he should be considered for sure.
He'll definitely be picked. But to start, these are the games where the players know that this is their opportunities maybe to shine and get their spot for the Euros as well.
Who's this Billy Gilmore that played?
He's a young player from the youth team. And look, Frank Lampard, you got to give him credit. He puts belief in some of the young players.
Oh, I think Lampard's done great for Chelsea this season.
Yeah, he's done all right.
An experienced manager hasn't much experience
but still,
taking a club like Chelsea's huge.
Yeah, but I think Yeah, look, I think even Ollie is kind of the same. You know, I mean, they're kind of in the same kind of
When you're
position,
respected as a legend for that club, I think the fans back you up a lot more.
Yeah, well, we knew at the start of the year there was really no expectation. I mean, obviously, to play well and get results, obviously everyone wants to see your team win.
He's still in the four?
He's still in the four, but I think the early season resurgence that they had of just winning games and Tammy Abraham couldn't stop scoring, that's what has got them where they are now. The last couple of weeks, they've been out of form as well. I mean, even a couple of weeks ago, around the Christmas time where they got lucky against Arsenal when they won that game, where Jorginho should have been red carded, remember? And then he ended up scoring.
That's right.
Like games like that where they've snuck the points there. And but then again, like I said, with all the competitions that they got playing, their legs are getting tired. And
I cannot
with
believe
a lot of injuries now.
4-0 against Everton.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with Everton.
Massive.
Do you know what? As much as Everton weren't good, I think Chelsea this game were like really good.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. Absolutely killed it. Which is good for them. I mean, they know how all the teams behind them chasing them now, trying to knock them off that top 4 spot, and it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we saw ourselves the match of the round, match of the week, the Manchester derby, which is always great to watch.
It's always great.
It's always been great to watch.
About time, because we're winning now.
Oh, look, you know what? We won the first game as well. We've done the double against them.
Yeah, we won the double since like 10 years.
And you look, United have stepped it up quite a bit. And I think it's happened ever since the likes of Bruno Fernandes have come in and Igalo, and these signings have revitalised the team a bit. Ollie's gotten some things right, quite a few things right. Some decisions, some players that he started. He's got the lineups right. I think it's all working. And look, we saw United do a double against clubs like Chelsea, Man City.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's showing, man. It's
we'll
showing.
do the double next week against Spurs.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
But yeah, look, man. Like I was saying from the start of the year, regardless what you think of Ollie and his tactics and whether you want him in or out, you got to look at the bigger picture at the end of the day. I did say he's doing everything the fans wanted. He got rid of all the players that we said are not good enough. The Ashley Youngs, the Lukakus, the Alexis Sanchez, Smallings are not there. He got rid of Fellaini almost instantly as soon as he came in.
Is not really.
Yeah, Jones doesn't really play, but like when we got a full team, you don't even see him on the bench. So a lot of these players that we wanted out, he's got rid of. But then because the club doesn't sign more players, everyone's putting that on Ollie. Yeah. Oh, how do you get rid of Lukaku? Don't have a replacement.
The manager always gets
that's not. Yeah, but that's not up to him. He might have been promised a replacement, but didn't get him.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, look.
But now in the situation where
some of the game,
where Rashford got injured, it's like, what striker do we have now? Thank God he signed Igalo.
Yeah, but
because you get rid of Lukaku, and then you've got Martial to rely on, who's not always consistent this season. Let's be honest. Rashford's been one of the consistent players, gets injured, and now Igalo's in the squad. Igalo looks the goods as well.
It looks all right. That hold-up play that we haven't had in a while, Lukaku could have been that player that with the hold-up play, but he wasn't as good with his first touch and all that. Like
Igalo's a lot cleaner in front of us.
A lot cleaner. And look, you got to understand the stick that Ollie gets for some of the results. I mean, how do we, like we said, how do we beat some of these bigger teams and then we drop points? And we don't show the fight. And at the end of the day, the manager in the second half has to inspire the team to come out and win, right? So I understand when people are saying he's not good enough, or and all the scrutinize, like all the blame that he gets for when we lose the game, right? But where's the blame now? I remember Kevin on the group chat video, the Ollie in, Ollie out. He was telling me, who can Ollie attract? Well, Bruno Fernandes. He's been our best player. He's probably been the best player in the Premier League since he's come in. He's assisted and scored in mostly every game except for the Wolves game.
And his assist's game was absolutely
and his
genius.
movement and the way he moves the ball around. I mean, look at the players he's attracting. And now, it's looking more and more that his Jadon Sancho deal might come through. Oh. Apparently, we're the number one target, and he actually wants. He says he wants to come to Manchester.
I'd love that.
So do you know what I mean? Like we're saying that he can't attract.
Let's hope it's not Man City.
But look, he can't attract. You're saying Kev was saying that he can't attract the good players, but all our signings this season have been fantastic. He's the only manager that has brought in the right signings. Who knew, like N'Galo? Who was he? Yeah, he played for Watford, but
how long ago was
2
that?
hours before the window closed, guys,
like where'd that come from?
Where'd that come from?
And Wan-Bissaka, Maguire.
That's right. James, where he's been killing it as well.
And you know what? Props to Williams. I think Williams is looking the goods too, man.
Williams bringing in, like you said, bringing in the youth. Look at Luke Shaw. I've scrutinized Luke Shaw and always been like, what? Yeah, but when he's not playing well, he's not playing well. And I'm going to call these players out when they're not playing well. But now Luke Shaw gets the ball, looks to go forward. Before he didn't. Before he still had that Van Gaal mentality where let's pass it back kind of thing.
One player that's been absolutely outstanding, and he shocks me every week, is Fred. I watch Fred play, and I'm looking at him.
Can you believe Fred?
Like, bro, with this guy's left foot
today
passes through and left balls.
This game, 100%, Fred was our man of the match, 100%.
Oh wow!
And what about Wan-Bissaka?
Brilliant, world class.
Raheem Sterling had nowhere to go this game.
Yeah, but you know what? That's a nightmare. You've got that much pace and you got Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah,
it's a nightmare.
Every time you tried to skin him or beat him, Wan-Bissaka was there.
Let's flip it to the opposite side. What went wrong with Man City this game? Or was it that Man United were just too good?
No, I don't think we were too good. I don't think we even had our best game, to be honest.
I don't think so.
I just think United came out knowing this is a Manchester derby. It meant more. Yeah. It meant more to our players than it did to theirs.
Well,
maybe players that like De Bruyne and Laporte picking up another injury, hamstring apparently.
That's hurt him this season, Laporte.
Laporte's come back the last couple of weeks and they haven't lost a game since he's been playing. Now that he's been gone,
that's exactly right.
Now that he's been gone again, Fernandinho's been dropped back in,
and then they lose him in the midfield.
And they lose that creative player like Kevin De Bruyne with a shoulder injury apparently, and there was no one really to create them chances for Aguero. And look, City, I think, have scored the most goals in the last 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think in Europe. I'm not too sure if that's correct, but I think it's
in
Europe.
I was pulling my hair out that last 15 minutes.
It was like another 4 hours, that one. But
yeah.
At the same time, it's like United structurally did well. His substitutions were... I was a bit like, you're taking off Martial and you're not putting on any... Like, you're putting on...
McTominay.
Defensive. And then you're putting on N'Gala.
Bailly for Williams.
Yeah, and like his substitutions made sense at the end.
You know what? Because he had three at the back to start off with. Putting Bailly in there, played more defensive. Yeah. McTominay coming on, more defensive.
Yeah. But they still look to go forward too.
Again, McTominay scored the goal.
Yeah, but look, talking about the goals, I mean, brilliance
from Bruno Fernandes. What is that? You know what? I have to say they're very poor from the keeper. Emerson should be saving that. Ederson, should be saving that.
Yeah.
Come on, it's soft. Beautiful hit from Martial over the top to hit the volley like that. And the way Bruno just...
Everyone's a little dink.
Everyone's off guard. Everyone's off guard, focusing there.
A little magician.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then look, I think we had other chance. I think that in the second half, if Martial goes with his right foot where Ederson slipped under his leg and he was chasing, I think that could, if he went with his right foot instead of his left, he could have maybe blocked the shot and we could have got ourselves a second goal. But
can I tell you one thing though? That's the reason why the team's looking more of a squad, and I have to say, is I think we finally have a proper captain. I think we have a leader in Maguire. And we spoke about it in group chat about new players coming in and being captains, and is it weird, is it not? And sometimes when they're lining up in that tunnel and De Gea's behind him, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, look, man, it makes sense. Maguire's a leader. Even in that last second of the game when he got yellow carded, that's out of pure passion, that fight to win, that desire, you know.
To me, it's not. It's like we spoke about in that video. It's not about the longevity. It's not about.
It's about leaders.
Who can step up and be
Who's
a leader?
Who can step up? Wrong, who will grab you and put you in place?
100%.
And that's Maguire.
Look, it was weird as well not doing the handshakes because of the whole coronavirus. They banned the handshakes, but I think that kind of set the story or set the scene for the rest of the game. United gets a 2-0 victory. Manchester is red. And we go on from here, Rams.
Hopefully top 4. Look, I do think that 3 points meant a lot more to United. It means top 4. Man City are top 4 anyway. They're not going to win the league. So really, I think their focus should be on Champions League regardless. But with the likes of De Bruyne and Laporte out again, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be hard. De Bruyne is the best player in the Premier League at the moment to me. So
we go from here. Guys, once again, like always, Manchester is red. Rami, thanks for joining me.
Pleasure as always, man.
Guys,
Manchester's red.
We'll see you next time.